Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is my fourth race of BRKC 2025, which is round 4 heat 10, and my final race of the weekend. So, spoiler alert, unfortunately I didn't gain enough points to get through to the semi-finals, but we had a great event anyway. It was our best year to date in BRKC, and we'll finish with my final position at the end of the video. But yeah, we're just in the pit lane waiting to go out. Lights have gone green, and now we are leaving the pits on our out lap. So, like I just said, this is the final race before the semi-finals. So there's a couple of people in this race that need these points to go through. So looks to be quite a robust race. People making moves, taking chances, and yeah, we're hoping for a good position in this, and to help us. What with the drama with the red flag and dropping a couple of spaces, not having a great early morning race this morning on round 3. This race means a lot to us as well. So we're going to take our flying lap. So this is the original Formula Fast layout. So this is very familiar to us, and it's the karts have been out. Everything is nice and warm, so no excuses. We just got to get as much as we can from the kart. This is a nice steady line, trying to hold it. It looks really nice and tidy so far. That probably wasn't the best corner at the end of the straight, but we take the final corner, trying to hold as much speed, take the shortest route, push it over the line, and we will see where this has got us. I felt that was quite confident qualifying lap, but only the times will tell. So we'll wait for the time board to come up. You not really see from the footage from that timing board. We'll have a look on the live stream and see where we come.
But he is so young. He just really got into it at an early age, and of course does a lot of the international events. He's obviously a regular over in Poland in the Polish Championship, where he competes in the junior and the senior level. So Tomek Bernadowski has taken the pole position for the final heat race. Selina Balnega, former ladies world champion.
Okay, there we go. We came in 8th place. Quite a tight field there. Half second from the whole field, and I was what, 4.5 tenths off of pole. So probably could have lost it at the end of the straight, and the final corner is always a bit of a weakness of mine, something that I've always got to work on. I need to carry some more momentum. I always see people pulling away from me through that final corner, and yeah, it's probably a couple of places where those 4.5 tenths lie. Lining up behind Johnny Elliott. He's a very strong racer, and a lot of people's favourites. You could hear from the commentary they were really backing Johnny, and he was a last-minute addition to this race. There was supposed to be one of my teammates in this round with me. Unfortunately, he couldn't race this weekend, so Johnny stepped in as a reserve, took his place. So it was a bit of a surprise for him. He wasn't that prepared for the weekend, but he did a great job anyway. And here we go, starting the race, trying to keep up with the pack. This layout is much more comfortable from us, really fast and really flowing. And yeah, we are really going to try and keep to the back of Johnny as the pack is fighting. We're going to try and see if there's any chances for us to make some moves. We just need to keep up. So the lines are not that tidy there. Maybe I'm throwing it in with a bit too much power. It's very fine margins between on the accelerator and braking. You've just got to nail it. Keep your steering smooth. But I can feel Johnny pulling away from me, so we'll try not to be desperate. Don't want to lose places as well, so slightly defensive on that main straight, but trying to get back on line, get around the corner. And yeah, there we go. Hit the wall a little bit there, not happy with that, and lost momentum to Johnny. Look at that, big old gap opening up. We've just got to try and hold our nerve and pull back up to him. So we'll watch how this race plays out.
So much time there.
Yeah, a big strategic error by the Dutch driver. Obviously, he would have seen Adamczyk dive in the pits. He was obviously already committed and couldn't come out of it, but I'm sure he wishes he'd had time and space managed to avoid that pit entrance there. I do seem to remember in the past, actually, drivers being committed to stopping. The one in front has gone in the pits, and the driver behind has actually tried to swerve away from the pit entrance and hit the pit wall. I think that was one time when we were racing back in the World Championship days, Brad, but I'm sure I've seen that happen before. So it is a bit of a tight one. So Van Lionhorst, that could be the end of the competition for him right there. He's just got to complete this race. We'll see what happens in points, but it's potentially not looking good. Meanwhile, looking very good for Tomek Bernadowski at the front there. He's very strong, he's very fast, he's setting decent lap times, he's quickest in this race, but he's still got Selina Valnega with him. She's not letting him get clear, she's keeping that down to 0.6 of a second. A little bit further back is Danny Howell at a sort of similar distance, and then a similar distance to Ben Franklin. So Tomek Bernadowski is trying to pull away, but he's not quite able to. There's Selina Valnega, she's keeping him really honest. Selina Valnega, former ladies world champion, and clearly still one of the best female drivers in the world.
Benjamin Hamilton in the pit lane. He's got a yellow light on gate 1. He completely overshot gate 1. That was not the best stop we've ever seen in this weekend, and unfortunately have to pit again.
Yeah.
So there we go. As you could probably hear from the live stream, Benjamin Hamilton came into pit. Unfortunately, he overshot his first gate, causing a yellow light and a failed pit stop. He got green on the second gate, but he was probably taking that a bit careful, because for every failed gate you have to take another pit stop. So that's probably took him out of the race, and he's probably not going to be a challenger for us. We wouldn't have to worry about him. But that just goes to show the importance of nailing these pit stops. Even if you are slightly more reserved, you know, it's better than failing a pit stop. I'm not sure what happened to him there, but he's probably furious with himself. And yeah, we'll when we come into pit, we'll have to just hold on Earth, like we've done all this the last 3 races. We've had some great pit stops. We feel like we've got our timing down, and yeah, try and get as fast a pit stop as possible. I think the fastest for the weekend probably would have been an 8.7 seconds in the pit. But yeah, you just really can't rush these pit stops. You've got to take your time to an extent, try and get as fast as possible. But yeah, you really do not want to get a yellow light on any of these pit stops.
Leadership battle. Hamilton, well, he is a sportsman, he will move out of the way, but there are some parts of the track where you simply can't. And Tomek Bernadowski is closing in on Hamilton there. Hamilton, yeah, he keeps it well wide there. Hamilton really sporting, and Valnega gives him away with that. She did not need to be held up, and she was not. So Ben Hamilton, fine form there by Ben Hamilton. Ben Hamilton, another young driver. Now, he's been champion in the Club 100. He's been a finalist in the British Indoor Championship, so that's saying a lot.
So you can see me shaking my head there. I'm not doing that to signal to anybody. I'm just annoyed with myself. You hear me clipping the apex on the last corner, which is one that I know I struggle with momentum anyway. And I can see myself gaining to Johnny Elliott and Gary Jones as they bunch up through the corners, and I'm trying to gain as much as I can and maximise momentum. But yeah, it's I guess maybe I'm overdriving the kart, pushing it too hard, wondering where these talents get their extra tenths from. I'm just still learning as a driver, and as much as I love this layout and I know it like the back of my hand, I obviously haven't mastered it yet, so still pushing as much as possible. And yeah, there we go. It's just the frustration, you know. I know it's my last race of the weekend, and I really want a good result. But it just goes to show you just got to keep your head down, as I keep saying, and keep consistent. Now, I'm pitting now. The lap before, I would have seen my teammate Richard Clark give me the signal. There he is on the sidelines, give me some tips, trying to get me going, and yeah, he was trying to keep me ahead of this chap. Now, he gave me some advice afterwards. I was just so inconsistent with the times. It was hard for him to really judge. You know, it varied probably up to like 3/10 per lap. Some was faster, some was slower. And he said he probably should have called me in a lap earlier to keep me out in front of this chap, but alas he didn't. It was a solid pit stop from myself. He just the inconsistencies on the laps put it all over the place, and it's always been something that I need to work on. Consistency will equal speed, and yeah, it's something that I'm really going to have to focus on every time I go to Formula Fast. Just get my results, try and keep these lap times consistent, but also fast. And yeah, now with pit, we've just got to keep pushing forwards, try and keep up, and eventually Gary and Johnny will have to pit as well, which will probably put them back into our race. And yeah, see how we go, see what happens. So I'm starting to defend now because I have Joop van Leinhorst behind me, who we did qualify in front of, who's already pitted, and this is legitimately 4 positions, so I should be defending for him. But we let's say we've learnt our lessons from the last couple of races, where, especially race 2, where we lost all those positions from defending so hard all the time. He obviously had a bad quali. He should have been further up the grid. And I will try and defend from him, but if I was to concentrate on driving without defending, I might be able to be closing the gap to Johnny and Gary Jones. So you've got to have this foresight. What do you want from your race? You know, do you want to try and hold on to this position and defend as much as possible, but ultimately slow yourself down? Now it would be painful just to let him through. We've got to put up some sort of a fight, because you never know how the race is going to play out. But let's say we've learnt our lesson a bit, so we're not going to be super duper defensive, and but just make him work for this place and then try and push on. Maybe if I let him straight through and try to follow his lines and learn a bit, we would have got some more positions. But you'll see as the race goes on, Joop van Leinhorst is going to make a bit of a name for himself. So yeah, it's going to be soon. I'm sure he gets past me. Spoiler alert. But yeah, like I say, we're learning our lessons from the previous races, and we just need to continue pushing forward as fast as possible. There he goes. He's got past us there into the snow. I can feel it coming. Kept the door open for him. So now I'm going to try and work with him and push forward, gain some places where I can. Yeah, he signals to me, follow me through, keep up, and yeah, basically work with me. He doesn't want me to try and gain the place back. And yeah, if I can, I'm going to stick to the back of him. And yeah, I can see Johnny Elliott with the pink helmet up in front. He's really who we're gunning for. So yeah, let's try and keep up, gain a few places.
Tomek Bernadowski is the fastest, and he set a new fastest lap of this race. Tomek Bernadowski is absolutely on a mission. There he is, Tomek Bernadowski, the young Polish driver. Very much one of the up-and-coming drivers, not just here in the BRKC, but on the whole international scene. He races at junior and senior level, Tomek Bernadowski, and he's actually managed to create the length of the straight away from the flying Dutch lady, Selena Balnega, who will turn. I mean, they've really left Danny Hale behind, but Danny Hale is actually maintaining third place. That's saying quite something, because chasing him is Ben Franken. So there's Tomek Bernadowski. Look at him turn in. Very little movement on the wheel, more adjusting the cars as much as steering it around the corner there. So that very gentle drift, too much, you will lose a lot of momentum and speed. A tiny amount on the wheel, down the back stretch. Where's Balnega? She's right there, but it's opened up to 1.8 seconds. 10 minutes in. Anthony, can you just confirm how many people have been and therefore haven't been in the pit?
We have got a split tie. It's 5-5 on this one, so we're halfway through.
So the gaps at the front are annoyingly large from our point of view. There's no direct battles going on the circuit. But let me give you some hope for what's coming. Nicholas Adamczyk and now Johnny Elliott in his tow are trying to make inroads on Gary Jones. So you've got the first half of the field who haven't pitted, the second half who have, and they're basically in this war. And they can't really see each other, but they're battling against each other nonetheless. So as soon as those front groups start to pit, then we might start seeing some of these fights.
It's kind of a cross-venue war, that, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And so we're looking now, the 20, of course, is Adamczyk, Nikolai Adamczyk there. Now, Johnny Elliott's there he is behind him in the white and green suit, the Tony Kart suit. As Adamczyk turns in, Johnny Elliott's trying to close that down. Now, is that Joop van Leinhorst who's going with them? Yes, it is. Joop van Leinhorst is as far from Johnny as Johnny is from Nikolai Adamczyk. So there's Adamczyk there. there's Johnny Elliott just coming into view as the damn truck works his way through the snow. Again, you can see how he's leaning out, helping the car turn. The Polish driver of damn truck is being chased down by the British driver, Johnny Elliott, and then it's the Dutch driver, Joop van Leinhorst. So into the pits, Gary Jones.
Gary Jones, my latest friend in the pit lane, and he gets 2 green lights and he disappears from me.
And crucially, Gary is out in front of this group, but I think he's slower than all of them. So we're about to see a bit of a crunch. Hopefully not. I mean by that, they're going to all get closer together.
Yeah.
And I think
it might be a crunch, Brad.
It may well be
a crunch. Now, obviously, you've got an utter bank of numbers there. In terms of lap times, is Gary Jones consistently slightly off the ones behind him?
Yeah, he's essentially 1/10 of a second slower on best lap compared to...
So what with Gary Jones having done his pit stop, he's now out in front of the pack. But as you heard from the commentators, they're probably a bit faster than he is, so they've really closed up to him. Now, a saving grace for us would probably be Gary defending for his life. It's going to bunch everybody up, slow the pack down, and try and bring us back into contention. So while Gary is defending, it's a fairly close gap from everybody. But, up in there in the live stream footage, you can see Gary has just got past. So it was right here at the end of the straight. He took his chance and went for a dive, and I know Gary wasn't too happy with that. Felt like he wasn't quite far alongside him to make the move. But this is the final race before the semis, so people need these points. They are fighting for their last race. And there we go. Johnny Elliott's just got taken by Joop van Leinhorst, and I know he wasn't happy with that pass either. You could probably see a couple of signs maybe flashing up soon, saying Kart 13, bad pass, or under investigation. I can't remember exactly what it says, but people are making moves in this race. And look, we've already closed up. All this defending, all this battling is bringing us back into contention. So we just have to keep our heads down, drive smooth, drive consistent. I'm telling myself this in the car, but at the same time, we're pushing. But there we go, clipped an apex. You probably just heard it there, bang. Yeah, there's pressure where there isn't pressure, and you just need to focus on what you've got to do, keep it clean. And yeah, I'm coming up to the back of Johnny now, so you can really, as the race develops, anything can happen basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So let's watch on, see how it goes.
That might affect the leading pair.
No, I don't think so. I think the leading pair have a nice comfortable gap to all those guys behind, so they just essentially need to make a very straightforward pit stop, and they're going to continue with their nice clear front end of the grid positions. It's quite boring actually, the front of the grid in this race. That's just sometimes how it is. Occasionally you get these little gaps. All the action in this race is really for P5.
Well, it's purely about speed up front. Selina Balnega has now started dropping considerably away from Tomek Bernadowski. Bernadowski is now comfortably fastest on this in this race. He's got best lap, and he's currently best on lap time for the lap before. But a growing battle in the mid-pack there for 5th place, really. Damchuk's 5th, Jones 6th, Van Leinhorst 7th, Johnny Elliott 8th, being joined possibly by Michael Rayner, although he does seem to have dropped back a little bit. He's gone out of view. So, there is Van Leinhorst, Van Leinhorst, the Dutch driver, turning in. Now, he was really racing to stay in the tournament. I reckon he's going to be out of it at the end of this race. So, Van Leinhorst there, he's too far back to earn the points he needs to get into the semi-final by my reckoning. However, Nikolai Damchuk there in the dark suit, in the black. Then it's Gary Jones behind in the red. Now, can Gary Jones get his place back? It's the battle for 5th place. It'll be a lot of points. I'm not sure if that helps Gary into the semi-final, but certainly, you know, he will want to move forward and end on that higher note.
Into the pit lane, Bernadowski, race leader, into the pits. Green on light number 1, into gate 2. Gets the green light. It's a solid pit stop. He'll come out in 3rd place, but of course Selina Balnega and Danny Hale are still yet to pit.
And just to answer your question, James, neither Jones nor Leinhorst have a chance to the semi-finals with the points on.
Right, so they're kind of racing for fun now.
Yep.
And so racing for fun. Gary Jones there in the blue, and right on his tail is Joop van Leinhorst. So that race for fun has turned into a battle for position as well. So there's Gary Jones, there's Joop van Leinhorst, Jones in the red, Van Leinhorst following in the sort of black and blue and green. In the pits,
Selina Balnega in for her stop. 2 green lights, absolutely fine. She's now down to 3rd with just Danny Hale left to pit.
And Selena Balnega, former Ladies World Champion, is now just over 2 seconds back. I think it was a better pit stop for Balnega, Anthony, because she seems to have closed in some of that gap.
Yes, 9.1 for Selena Balnega. Very competitive pit stop there.
That's among the fastest we've seen all weekend. So 9.1 is a ballistically fast lap. Obviously, she is a former Ladies World Champion a number of times, and doing rapid pit stops is part of that that reason. So Tomek Benedowski has rejoined the circuit after his stop in second place. Danny Hale leads. So Danny Hale has the lead. He's yet to pit, but it is Hale in first place. Round they go for the mid-pack fight. The fifth place battle at Adamchuk, Jones, Linehorst and Elliott, as we look at Gary Jones there, but Danny Hale does continue to lead. So Danny Hale in the lead of the British Rental Kart Championship race. When he does pit, he will fall back. Have we any idea? It might be only back to third place, Brad, looking at the numbers.
If Danny Hale pits right now, I think he's going to drop into third place. Yeah, absolutely.
And a huge scrap going down the backstretch there. Van Linehorst was to one side, then the other of Gary Jones. Gary Jones defensively switching one side of the track to the other. Linehorst then trying to come at him from the opposite side of the track. Here is Gary Jones, here is Van Linehorst, there is Johnny Elliott. This is, as I say, this is pretty much for fun. They all will be out of the competition and it's in the pits.
Danny Hale in for his stop. We've been waiting for this one, the last stop of this race. 2 green lights, back out on track and back into third.
Can he make it ahead of Ben Franken? I think
miles clear, miles clear.
He is, he's miles in front, as you say. So Danny Hale will maintain that third place. He may well be out of the event, but what a result there. Third place in the BRKC heat race there for Danny Hale. That is a good thing from his point of view. We continue to watch Gary Jones. Now, Gary Jones seems to have fallen away a little bit from Mikolaj Adamchuk, so the battle is no longer for fifth. It is for sixth. There's Adamchuk going out of view. There's Jones in the red. There's Joop van Linehorst. Very entertaining fight here. Joop van Linehorst. Can he make it down the inside? And there's contact. Contact with both the barrier and Jones, but, well, we'll see what the organisers say about that. Johnny Elliott is waving from 2 places back.
And there we go, as we see, Joop van Linehorst has made another quite robust move. So he's managed to get past Gary on the final corner. Gary's not happy with that. He's had 2 quite dodgy passes, let's say, that are going to be analysed by race control. He's now got Johnny Elliott behind him, who was also vocal about that. He gave his 2 fingers up, saying that's been twice that Joop van Linehorst has made some questionable moves. So yeah, race control, the marshals, they all pick up on this, and they'll be looking at this, and this may affect the final results. But now all that fighting has really helped us close up to Johnny, and we just can't lose any more space, any more time. But Gary, he's got his wits about him now, so he's been passed twice, and he feels that it was quite unfair. He's not going to give up another space to Johnny, although you know, Johnny would pride himself on his on clean moves. But he speaking to Johnny after this race, he's gonna know that I'm coming up behind. I'm not on his bumper, but he knows that I'm kind of reeling him in. So he told me that he was shouting like, "Stop it, Gary! Look, Gary's going hard defence. It's just going to slow themselves down, and it keeps bringing me back into contention." Lap by lap, so he's shouting to Gary, "Stop defending, you know, just drive. He's going to work together. They don't want me to cause an issue. I'm a bit of an unknown here. They don't know me. These two have been racing together for quite a while. They've been in this competition many times, so they kind of know what each other's capable of. And yeah, it's just like drive, Gary. Stop defending. He's defending really hard. You know, he doesn't want to leave any space for anybody to make any moves at the end of the straight or into the corners. So, yep. If we can, we'll capitalise on this, but we are coming to the end of this race. What are we on? A couple of laps remaining for the leaders. So I know this. I'm going to be pushing as much as possible. But there you go, another one. You can hear I'm clipping apexes like they're going out of fashion. I'm pushing as hard as possible. yeah, it's not fast when you clip an apex, you know, because essentially you're creating friction and you're having some resistance against your cart. You can't just push your way through the barriers. So I really don't want to clip these apexes. I just want to kiss them and brush around them. But yeah, we're pushing on, trying to keep up with Johnny, and if he ends up making a move on Gary, I want to try and capitalise on that as well. So there we go. Tomek Bernardowski's just taking the win. So this is the last lap. So we'll just watch Gary's defending there hard against Johnny again. Right up behind him. This is the last corner. Unfortunately, there's no space to make any moves, but you know, that was quite a positive race for us. We did lose position to Jock van Lionhorst, but as did a lot of people. And yeah, great race, great fast race to round out the event. Our final finishing position was 8th, as there was a couple of penalties. So Jock van Lionhorst got a one-place penalty for his move on Gary, and Mikolaj Adamchuk got a 10-second penalty as he failed to yield when he was given a bad pass flag. So 8th place was great. Overall in the competition we came 76th, which out of 100, which may not sound great to the uninitiated, but it was our best position in BRKC. We've done this for 3 years. And yeah, it was our best position, so really happy with this. Everybody, thank you so much for watching the videos, and there's going to be more content coming soon, so stay tuned. Thank you so much. Goodbye.